Hello everybody, welcome to another live. It's Monday, so that means it's the P-Brain show where I do a little bit of segments of many different themes, hopefully something for everybody. So do let me know what segments you like and I'll obviously do more of those. Let's start straight away. What should we start with today? Let's start with this one. So I start with the segment today I like to call To Do New to You, to encourage you to maybe try something you haven't tried before or adapt what you do. I thought we'd talk today about chutney. Now, a lot of people make chutneys or relish or jams, so I thought I'd give you some tips for making chutney. Number one, the fruit and vegetables used to make the chutney may be bruised and imperfect, but never mouldy or rotten, as this will spoil the flavour and the keeping quality of the chutney. So always cut off the bad bits. I know a lot of manufacturers do actually use the worst for chutneys, jams, anything that's cut up. And Mike, my husband, has always said, when you go to a shop and buy, say, tinned fruit, go for the biggest portions possible, such as peach halves, rather than peach slices, or indeed peach chunks, or indeed mixed fruit chunks, because they're always going to be the good bits that are left from the bad fruit. So if you go for the bigger size cuts, they're going to be the better quality fruits. So there's a tip for you. Number two, tip for chutney. The vinegar and sugar preserve the chutney, so always use the amounts recommended in the recipe. Malt vinegar and brown sugar produce a richer looking chutney, whereas granulated sugar and white distilled vinegar will give you a lighter, brighter look. The flavour of the chutney will also be slightly different depending on the type of sugar and vinegar used. Yes, and also the proportions of what you use. You would have seen all my sauce videos that I've been making lately in my 50 ways to use zucchini section, and you will see just the colour changing just by changing the amount or adding, say, a darker or a lighter ingredient into the mix. So you can always play around with colours just by switching up proportions and what colour things you use. Tip number three for chutney. With vinegar mixtures, always use an aluminium or aluminum, as you Americans say, or stainless steel pan, never a copper or a brass one. Tip number four for making chutney. Most chutneys are cooked for a long time to reduce the mixture down to a pulp. The correct consistency is reached when you can draw a wooden spoon across the pan base and see a line showing that there's no free liquid left. Hey, Peter. Oh, bless you. No, I know. I would just love it if you could use anything. I've got such wonderful music and I just can't use it. Number five, tip for chutney. Always pour chutney into a clean, warm pot while hot. Warm the jars by putting them in a low oven for 15 minutes. Tip 6. When cold, cover with a vinegar-proof lid, which could be made of glass, plastic or coated metal. Jam cellophane covers are not enough as they allow the vinegar, i.e. the preservative, to evaporate, causing the chutney to shrink and dry out. Label with name and date. A lot of people forget to date and then they're like, oh, which one? And things like your freezer stuff. I actually use ice cream tubs, not with the lids on, and I've been dividing all my harvest into ice cream tubs, let's say peppers, and I put all the peppers in to freeze. And if that's full up, then I start another ice cream tub and then lift the older one above. So everything's sorted. I hate freezers where you have things all falling all over the place. So I've got stacks of ice cream tubs, as I say, not with the lid, because you don't want air captured around your produce. So without the lid, and just stack up your ice cream tubs. And I do have a little chart on the side of the freezer where I've got drawn like squares, this tub, then on top this tub, and what they are in them. I don't like dating bags because you've got to go rummaging through the freezer to find out what you've got. Hey there, Squirrely. So tip number 7 for chutney. Store chutney in a cool, dry, dark place. Try to keep it for 3 to 4 months before eating because it mature. This will give it sufficient time for the flavours to blend and mellow. I'm very much like that with my relish. I just want to use it. But the longer you leave it, the more it infuses. And then I'll finish this section with what went wrong and why. If the chutney shrinks and dries out, this is due to storing in a warm place and the covering not being airtight. If the chutney ferments and goes mouldy, this could be due to insufficient cooking, too much water, or too little vinegar has been left in the mixture. So there's a couple of tips for you. I've got recipes on chutney, loads and loads. As I say, do go and look at my 50 ways to use zucchini section. It's in, I think, in my playlist of recipes on this channel, and on my other channel I've also got recipe section, and I've got information for you on pickling and all sorts of things to follow in future episodes, so do look out for those. While we're on to the homesteady type things, let's do the section that we're doing, sow, grow, mow, and ho ho ho. Let's do our little gardening section, and I'm still going through slowly, so I don't do too much of a section if people aren't as interested in other sections. Try to find the front of this for you. It's a little gardening series that Mike's mum collected in the 70s. I'll just try to find the front page. Here we are, they're little thin pamphlets, and I find them quite humorous sometimes, reading them through. You get some good tips from it, but obviously times have changed and things are very different now. So as I say, some of these things in these books are very helpful, the older ways. Some are, oh my goodness, like all the chemicals used and so on and so forth. So I ignore that. And we're currently reading the section. Some are helpful, some are a bit odd. Homemade gadgets, how you can make gadgets for your garden rather than buying gadgets. And we're up to, I think we've only got 2 more of this. We're up to hose guide. So as I say, some things you might find helpful, some things you might adapt, and some things you might think, oh my goodness. So hose guide. So I'll read it for you. The move-in of a hose pipe can sometimes cause damage to plants, especially if you're careless and inadvertently drag it across a bed full of tender seedlings. And this was me yesterday. I had a great big tree, and I mean a tree, a whole tree trunk and big branches all off it that we cut down last year, and I just left where it was, and I wanted to bring it over to the saw area. And I dragged this whole tree round, and you can see all these lines. And I said to Mike later, did you see I moved that big tree? And he's like, well, I saw the drag marks around the whole land. So there was all that. And also we have the black water hoses everywhere. And yeah, it did keep catching those, and you can see where they all were. So that was interesting. So yeah, hose guides. The use of hose reels does not solve the problem completely. A simple gadget for guiding your hose can be made quite easily from a piece of iron bar, 45 centimetres long by about 9 millimetres thick. Bend over about 15 centimetres of the bar to form a U shape, as shown in the diagram. Ding! Oh. Where are we? Shown in the diagram. You can do this by securing the bar in a vise and repeatedly heating and hammering it until you have given it the desired shape. Then file down the long end to form a sharp point. To use your hose guide, simply push the pointed end into the ground next to the hose so that the short arm of the U almost touches the soil surface and prevents the hose from snaking about over the ground. The guide can then be pulled out and used elsewhere as necessary. And the last one in this section, watering can guide. Oh, that sounds interesting. Another job that sometimes causes problems is the watering of seeds or seedlings in a drill in dry weather. The delivery of the water via the rose of a watering can may not be sufficiently accurate, and the whole area then becomes wet and muddy. If you use a watering can without a rose, anyone who doesn't know, that's the big circle with lots of little holes in on the end of the hose spout, the soil is likely to be washed away altogether and the seeds or seedlings with it. Some of the more expensive types of watering can have a spout extension supply with them, which gives better control by reducing the flow of water. You can save money by making a simple guide to fit into the spout of your watering can. Take a piece of cork, cut it to fit the end of your watering can spout, and make a V-shaped groove in it as shown in the diagram. Yes, so there's a V-shape cut there, and this is the cork in the spout. This looks interesting. Push the cork into the spout, ensure it is firmly fixed, of course, and use the can normally. If you find that the flow of water is not sufficient, enlarge the groove to allow more water to pass through. That's quite cool. I think that one's cool. Was Peter saying? Watering can guide. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. I know what they mean. If you've got a really narrow drill of like tiny seeds, you don't want a gush of water, and the roses that you get on the end of watering can spout, they just go everywhere, and that's a waste of water. So you want a little amount, but in a contained line. Where'd you get this info from? I showed you. Was you not watching? Mike's mum years ago collected these. They an English thing you buy weekly or monthly. Grow your own. And this is 39. I'm not sure how many there are altogether. About this many. About this many. I've showed them before where I've showed my gardening books. Oh, okay. Yeah, and there's quite a few of them, and each one covers, this one, for example, covers blackberries and labour-saving gadgets and unusual okra. So what it basically does is cover one main thing, which this one's the blackberries. Then it's got a little segment like I've been reading out, like bits and pieces about gardening. And then there's a little extra bit on the back, whereas this one says it's a little bit about okra. It's sometimes about a herb or something like that. So, as I say, I read them. There's a lot of good info in them, but ignore anything about pest or how to get better produce. It's all about chemicals and that. And I think I said, was it 77 I looked up? Yes, 1977 these came out. So, as I say, actual how things grow, very useful, but you've got to pick out the good bits from what you wouldn't dream of doing today. But there's some good info. And as I say, some bits you think, oh, that's a good idea. So I'm going through some bits and pieces of those sometimes. There's that. What else? Should we do some jokes? Let's do some jokes. Where's my jokes? My jokes. Let's do my jokes. Hey there, Tara. Have you finished your wall yet? That's looking really good, your wall. I love it. Love your wall. I'm great. I'm rushing to get ready for all my bits that I wanted. It's all out on the desk. Normally they're all piled up nicely, but they're just random now. So Monday fun day. So it's our jokes, quotes, puns and fun. Let's have some jokes, and I have to mark off what ones I've done, or it will get like my art. I don't know what ones you've seen or what ones you haven't now. So I'm marking these as I read them. So let's get on with the jokes. What kind of monster has the best hearing? The eeriest. The eeriest. Taking a break, started to get a headache. I'm not surprised. It's doing all those back to front letters. Not yet. I will finish it. I'll be back. Hair down day. Yeah, random. How do you stop a ball from charging? Cancel its credit card. Da, da, da. Let me just have a drink. I'm getting quite dry. Ooh, orange juice today. I don't often see that. What do you call a row of rabbits hopping away? A receding hairline. That's cool. That's my best one so far today. What shoes do robbers wear? Sneakers. Is that freshly squeezed orange juice? Of course. Of course, not from my garden. Why were they called the Dark Ages? Because there were a lot of nights. Last one for today. Look on the bright side of life. Last week, I broke my finger. On the other hand, I'm okay. On the other hand. Oh, Mike's groaning. Oh, you like those? I try and remember to do jokes on both my lives. I try. I forget occasionally. What, Mike? He's saying that's a shame. Oh, dear. Okay, let's have a look at my art. As I say, I apologise if you've seen any before. Last week or week before, whenever I last showed you some, I made a pile. I thought, right, make a pile. These are what you've not seen. And today I'm like, right, I've got two piles. Is that the pile you've seen or the pile you've not seen? But I thought, not everyone's here every time or stays for the whole thing. So you may not have seen them even if they've been up before. I'm trying to make a separate pile now. I've got them on the floor and I just want to put them away. So I keep moving them and then I don't know what I've done. Life of Dawn. So this is the section I like to call inspiration and creation. Trying to get you to do something, just have a go. Any form of art. Art does not mean drawing or painting. It's creating. So I look quite orange now. Oh, I'll sit forward a bit maybe. Oh, let's see. What pictures can I share with you today? As I say, I apologise if you've seen any before. We have ooh. We have that one. I like sunrises and sunsets. I don't know if you can see behind me these 6 pictures here. Oh, and this big one. Sunrises and sunsets. Very nice. Anything butterflies is good. I saw a YouTube today, and it's like a family vlog, American, and because you guys do like pumpkins and all that stuff, and you go to those, not you, you're Australian, but the American guys go to these pumpkin farms and apple farms and all that around this time of year. And they had some little farmy animals there and some other little sort of petting animals, like a petting zoo. And The son is, I think he's 19, something like that. And he says, "Oh, what's that? Is that a koala?" And it was a wallaby. Okay, I know they're not native there. They're not native to England, but I'm pretty sure most English people would know, or maybe today they wouldn't. Who knows? But that was quite shocking, I felt. This one. I quite like this one. This is my experimental stage where I'm just trying different things, see what I can do, what I like to do. There's something about that one. It's simple. It's not a lot to that. I don't know what I'm doing with all these paintings, by the way. If any of you have got any ideas. Shirley's selling hers. She's auctioning them off on her channel. So there's that one. I quite like that one because there's no skill in that really. But I think that looks quite nice. Nature paintings are beautiful. I quite like landscapes to do. To buy sunsets. To do landscapes more. There's that one. Obviously, same sort of time. I was just sort of experimenting. Just sort of lines create. Oh, thanks, Tara. This one, I really love this one. I would definitely keep this one. This is one of my keeps. Look at that. I like that. There's little rocks there. I just like the colours of that. This says June 2004. So this was in my, I never know what to call it. Special needs group that I was in. There. Quite like that one. Nice details in your painting. Thank you very much. Oh, and I like this one. You see again, it's sunsets. The stark colours, sunsets. Oh, corner's gone. There it is. So there's that one. Quite like that one. There's something about the colours here as well. I think it's almost like reflective of the sunset on there. Quite like that. Oh. And this one, the perspective is out, but on the whole, it's different. I won't be able to do perspective at all now. Not at all. But yeah, that's the trouble when you sort of paint from your head. It's not like you can copy sort of things. Are you going to put the paintings on your wall? No. No, I'm not. Only because this behind here, the kitchen's here and the door into this room's here. This is all where this bit goes. Then you have to go into the kitchen, and then behind here is a corridor, and that leads to the patio. So I've got a window here on the patio. So behind me is a wall and the patio. This isn't a real wall. It's like it goes to the ceiling, but it's a fake wall, like hardboard. I don't know what you call it. You could pull it down quite easily. So I can't really put frames or anything heavy on this wall. Hence why I've done this, because you can't put nails or anything into the wall. This wall, this side, is actually the original outside wall of the house. So I technically would have been the outside. And that is a brick wall painted. If you go back to the very beginning of my videos, you can see all around my house, and you'll see all the rooms. But that being painted, and we get intense heat here, you can't stick anything on any walls either. So it's too difficult. And as I said in a video recently, we don't actually have that much wall of space to put things, because most walls, a lot of the inside walls were the external walls, and they've still got the original shutters and windows and original doors, so we don't actually have a lot of wall space. And if you look back at one of my original videos, probably about the second or third video in, and you'll see the house and little things we did to it. You'll see the lounge as well. There's a fireplace in the corner, and that takes up 2 walls. It's weird. It's a weird house. Okay. Nighty night, Peter. Thanks a lot for coming. I'm glad you're a bit happier. Do stay in touch, Peter. So no, if you stick things up on the walls here, they normally fall off unless you literally nail stuff. We don't have a lot of wall space anyway, and this wall is the only wall I could put things on, and it's full. It's absolutely full. I've got flying pigs here, 3 flying pigs. I've now got the whiteboard standing up here, which goes up to the flying pigs. Then I've got a bookcase here with my Greek stuff on. Above that is a mirror and a little I did pressing flowers, wildflowers from my land, and there's one of those above the mirror, and there's the ceiling. There's another one next to it, and then a gift I got when I produced Winnie the Pooh, the musical, and they gave me a big picture of Winnie the Pooh, and that's there, and that's that wall. Then there's a big cupboard on that wall and the door, so there's no more room there. This wall, as I say, can't stick anything up on this wall. And then the windows in this wall. So that's that. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on to the section I call Knacks, Hacks, Facts and Stats. Oh, what are we going to talk about today? Shall we talk about what? Let's talk about lemons. When it says use a lemon, how much juice is normally in a lemon? An average size lemon gives about 3 tablespoons, 60 ml of juice. A good sized orange yields about 5 tablespoons, 100 ml of juice. When using the juice only of lemons or oranges, save the rind, grate finely, and either dry in the oven or blend with caster sugar. Store in airtight jars or in the freezer. When only a small drop of lemon juice is required in a recipe, pierce the rind with a knitting needle and squeeze out what is needed. The rind will then reseal itself. And one more lemon tip let's do. Rub lemon juice over chicken skin before roasting if you want to make it crisp. So there's that. My hand is starting to swell from colouring a lot. I find if I do something like that, my hand actually gets locked in that position, you know, as you're holding. My hand actually gets quite locked. There's that. What else should we do? Let's do coffee break. What to watch on your coffee break. So what I'm doing at the moment is telling you about what videos I've got coming up or have recently gone up that you might not have discovered yet. So let's take a look at those. So we're going to my dancing channel, and my last thing I've just posted on there was Cuban Crunch workout series. What is Cuban Crunch? Well, it's something I developed, so you'll only hear it via my channel, and it's a way of doing dance and exercise. I developed it many years ago before any of these sort of dance keep fit type things were a thing, And I use Latin or Latino dances as a basis for a workout. So it's a fun dance workout, but you haven't got to know any steps, and each one is themed on a different Latin dance. So you don't have to learn the steps or technique, but then if you do want to learn those particular types of dances and you go on to learn it, you'll have a little bit of concept of the sorts of movements or the timings used. So this episode of Cuban Crunch Workout is from the cha-cha-cha moves. And I do link below it where to go if you actually want to learn proper cha-cha-cha, which I obviously teach. But if you just want to do the workouts, then it's a fun way just to get up, have fun, and dance with the music. And the next I post on there is Wednesday on that channel, and it's going to be another tap dancing video. And always look in my playlist, because each type of dance or exercise or skit, for example, is in its own playlist. So have a look at that. That's on my dance channel. Now we'll have a look at Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, my secondary channel. I have to look because I'm working and editing other films, and then I think, was that what I've posted or was that what I edited? So I have to always look up what I've posted and what I'm going to post. So the last video I posted was a pumpkin mousse recipe on this channel. I've also got a pumpkin recipe on this channel, but pumpkin mousse recipe. And if you don't like pumpkin, or pumpkin's not in season, you can change it to pineapple. So it's a year-long recipe with lots of whipped cream. So if you like a nice recipe with whipped cream, or indeed you can leave that out. Hey, it's Danny Days who won a prize. Danny Days won a prize. Yay! I saw. And funny enough, it's from Digging for Health. She won the prize, who did the pumpkin collaboration, the recipe collaboration, and that's where Danny won the prize. And I entered one in this channel, one the other channel. How many did you enter, Danny? Did you? I think you did 2. I could be wrong. Tell me if you did 1 or 2. I think I've seen 2. Pretty sure you did 2. But anyway, you will tell me. And then the next one to be posted on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty is the next episode of my gingerbread men story. So if you like fun, happy videos to make you laugh or smile, do check out the Life of the Gingerbread playlist, and do start from the beginning, because the story develops what funny things he gets up to. And I'm up to the gingerbread man's wedding and honeymoon pictures. So if you don't know about those, that's episode 10. So you haven't got too many to catch up on, but the story progresses. He didn't even have a girlfriend at the beginning, so you need to go back and find out about that. So do check out my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, and click on the Gingerbread Man playlist. Danny says, I made pumpkin cake roll and pumpkin raisin bread. I thought I'd seen 2 on your channel. Tara needs to get some sleep. Been up all night. Leave you running as I'm sleeping. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Tara. And I'm coming back to see my name up there whenever you get round to it. Our times don't really link, do they? But you know, I'll be back there. You know that. So that's on that channel. And then what about this channel? Again, I have to look because I can't tell you. I get mixed up of what I've edited today and what's going on. So, the last video that was posted, oh, that was today. I posted today. Let's go back another one then. So the one prior to that was, I just wander around my garden and I take my camera with me and I see what I can find, wildlife or things growing, and I just film it and then edit it all up nicely. And on this walk, let's see what we find as we stroll around my garden. There is chameleon, a really big chameleon. And I had to arrow where it was to start with because he's in a very small orange tree. A very small orange tree, one that I've grown from a pip. And at first, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't see him, even though his head's really big, because the leaf shape and his head looks like that. So I've arrowed it. And then once you see him, you're like, oh, yeah, how did I not see him? And a massive chameleon. Really good shot of cicadas, really close-up shot. And I have actually got a video all about the cicadas, and I've got some filming how they make their noise. So I've linked that at the bottom of that video as well. So if you want to actually see them making the noise, how they do it, there's that. More hedgehogs, another hedgehog I found as I was wandering around. All sorts of animals there. Praying mantis, I remember, was in that, ladybirds, all sorts. So that was the one prior to today's. Then today I posted, I've called it Scenic Mountain Drive to Omedos Village, Cyprus. And it's the drive up the mountains, further up the mountains than we are. It's about 30 minutes maybe for us from here. And just going up, it's even more pretty. It's prettier and prettier. So I thought I'll film that for you. And I have actually filmed going round the village because it's beautiful, but it was going to be too much footage. I thought some people might not like the drive and some might only like the drive. So I've split it. So you've got the drive already. And then, what is it today? Monday. So I post the next one on Wednesday. And it's part 2, which is starting to show you around the village. It's showing you where we at. It's a cobbled street. The whole area is just cobbled streets. Very pretty. So if you see me filming, I can't stand it when people film their feet walking. But I did it so you could see the cobbles. And so there's the cobbles there. And that episode, part 2, is the souvenir shops, the lace, and they've got a little bit lady saying it's handmade from the village. And I start to show you the glass factory, but the third part will be not the shops as in the stalls and the jewelry and those kind of things. It's going to be a bit more of the crafts there, and also a monastery that's there, and a little walk around the actual village so you can see some more typical Cypriot houses, because if you don't know Cyprus, you've really mostly just seen the stone houses in my area, which are the oldest type of houses. And you saw a little bit, if you saw my capital city that I filmed, a little bit of that. They're similar to that with the sort of stick out balconies and that. So I thought you might like to see a little bit more of the old village houses, but not the ancient village houses, which is where I am. So part 2 will be the next one posted. So you've got the drive posted already, 2 there. And then the next one will be the stalls and the restaurant, and you'll see some other stuff available to buy. And I did film some prices for you. So you can see the honey and things like that. So you can look at comparison. And I will tell you, they're all genuine produce here. So it's not like factory done. It's all very genuine produce here. And we know people who do sell their stuff there, and the leather bags and things like that. So enjoy that one. Oh, and you'll see what Mike actually bought. Mike bought himself something there. So you'll see that as well. So that's what's coming up. What else? Oh, I wanted to carry on going through this because it's been sitting on the floor open. I was doing it in one of my lives a while back, and we got so into it and was having a laugh. I didn't finish going through. I'm going through files and folders, and you know, if you see my video that I went to Jumbo and bought some different files and things to sort things out. But everyone was enjoying this folder I was sorting out, which I thought, oh, I'll do some of my lives, and then I'm sorting it out while I'm doing it live. And people asked me to leave it and carry on doing another live. So it's been on the floor open for ages. So we'll carry on with that now. This is Blast from the Past. anything from my past. This is the folder, and you'll see why it's been a nuisance on the floor, and I keep thinking I must do it in a live. This, and this was sort of memory-ish things, sort of memory stuff, and there was some old school stuff here. I showed you my school yearbook. There was only ever one. They didn't used to do yearbooks in England, so we just had one when they thought they'd try it. My prizes, I'd won in a competition. So look back at previous lives. I can't help you which live. I don't log anything about my lives. I just do them. And then we got to a good stopping point. And the next bit is when I had a caravan. I've had 2 caravans. If you go on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I've got videos up of my caravans. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have any pictures here of them. So you'll have to go and look there. One is a vintage caravan. The first one, it was the smallest caravan you could get, like a bubble sort of caravan. Not those ones you just sleep in with your legs. Proper caravan, but like a small one. And you could actually sleep 4 in it because you could make up the double bed, and then you pulled out like a hammock bed over the other bed, and it had nothing, obviously no water and nothing at all. It was basically a tent on wheels. But you can see that it was beautiful. It was so sweet. You had to have a toilet tent separate to it. We did get, I think the awning came with it. It was really cheap. It was about £50 or something. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just old and no one wanted it. And yeah, so we just had that. And I had it because I had dogs. So I thought, well, I could always take my dogs away with me as well. So as I say, a toilet tent we had, and an awning thing came with it. And it was good to get out and about and to see if I liked, actually, if I would use it and if I did like doing it. And it was nice because I used to obviously run a big stage school. It was nice to finish that and then just get in the car and go, and then set up in the countryside. We didn't go abroad or anything with it. And just set up and woke up in the morning on a farm or something. You heard the birds and dead cold. And I had tiny Yorkshire Terriers, and one would always be in the morning right down the bottom of the sleeping bag at my feet. And I used to worry it'd suffocate in there. It just always ended up in there. But yeah, it was good. And did a few holidays as well. So these are just pictures I've got of places to stay. Oh, as I say, because obviously I did use it quite a lot. My sister got a caravan, and she said get a big one, and then we could go on long holidays and that together. So I got a brand new one, a really luxurious one. So the difference in those 2 is awesome. And yes, I had that, and that got stolen. So that was the end of my caravanning days. This says Badsall Park Farm. Oh, I've written on the back. That's handy. Now, these were, I forget what the thing was called. Oh, what was it called? You had the little booklet and camping and caravanning or something like that. And it used to be cheap places that you could stay. You had to join like a membership, but it was nothing much to stay at them. And the people who went in the book obviously had to pay. It says first trip, 6th to the 8th of May, 1995. Badsall Park Farm. Oh, and I've even put what page of that book it was on. Matfield, Tunbridge, Kent. Oh, CL. That's the what they call them, CL sites. I've got more vans than CL. Dog walk, large field to run in. They charge for the farm, but there's toilets, farm and walks, £4 a night. There you go. So I put all the information on the back. So there's that one. probably not going to keep these. I can't see a point in keeping these. This is Hythe. Now, I know of Hythe from my childhood. My parents always liked to go Rodney, Hythe and Dymchurch, the railway. And that got very expensive. If any of my English followers are watching this, tell me how much it is now to go on that train, because I know it got very expensive. This says I was there 26th to the 30th of May. It's a CL site. Harveyland Farm, West Hythe. There's no toilets there. There's 2 fields you can go in. Horse and Port Limney views. Oh, that sounds nice. Field for the dogs to run in. Eggs on sale. £3 a night, but your awning's extra. No charge, though, for your toilet tent. You need to take binoculars. Possible money off. Zoo vouchers at the pub. Oh, okay. So there's that. This is good. I didn't know I'd written on the back. This one's Priory Hill Holiday Parks. Now, this must have been one I went to with my sister, perhaps, because we just like the fields and things like that, whereas this obviously looks like a more holiday campy thing, look, with a pool. They're not the places I really would have gone. It says I went there 24th to 25th of June, probably passing through them. Priory Hill Holiday Park, blue section, whatever that means. What's that say? Laysdown. Oh, Isle of Sheppey. Oh, the Isle of Sheppey. I know now why I went there. Must have been the only site on the Isle of Sheppey. You go across, like drive across a bridge. And I wanted to buy, my mum had been to the Isle of Sheppey for the day because someone had told her there was, I think it's a garden centre. It might just be stone stuff. Can't remember. And she said, I think I'd not long lived in my second house and I wanted stepping stones because where you came from the like concrete patio up to the grass, that kept wearing the grass. And I said, I want some little stepping stones, but you keep walking in. She said they do stepping stones there, round circle ones, and they're £1 each. And while I was there, I haven't got the stepping stones now because obviously they got embedded in the garden, but I also bought their pigs, which I have bought here with me, like concrete, like garden ornaments, pigs. I've got one coming out of a barrel. I've got one driving a racing car. Let me write down, I'm going to have to put these on my community tab so you can see my pigs. Community tab. Pigs. I'll put them up on my community tab. If you don't know, when you go on the community tab, there's a little side arrow by the picture if there's more than one picture. So I think some people think there's only one picture still. There can be up to 5 pictures. So when you see the picture, do look for a little tiny arrow at the side and you can click and see more pictures. Yeah, there's one come out barrow, one driving a racing car, and then I've got, I think that's all I've got, the pig ones. Then there's like a drain cover, it looks like, it's pretend, a drain cover with like the lid coming off. And out of it's coming a dragon. That's pretty cool. And they were like nothing. I said this in my video before. I think it was when I saw about a jumbo, what I bought a jumbo. And I kept saying, I bought these. These were nothing. They were like nothing. And I as I'm editing it, I kept hearing myself say, that's nothing. That's nothing. And then I put a caption up as I'm editing, where it seems like everything costs nothing in Cyprus. But it means it costs not very much at all. It costs nothing. Everything's free in Cyprus. So, let me see what we say. Oh, yeah. So this is why I went here, the Isle of Sheppey. There you go. You see, I said to you, I wouldn't have gone to a place like this unless it was for, I wouldn't have even really gone there for a long holiday unless my sister said, can we go somewhere with a pool or whatever else. So this says, yeah, Laysdown, Isle of Sheppey. So if any of you can get across the Isle of Sheppey, any of my English followers, there's a cheap place, or used to be, where they make cement stuff for gardens. Dogs must be on leads and must be exercised only off the park. The swimming pool costs £1.50. The club, you have to pay £1 to go in. There are toilets, and you have to pay £8 to £10 deposit for keys for the toilets. I don't know why it's £8 to £10. So they decide who you are. £8 to £10. Perhaps one of us got charged £8 and one got charged £10. I don't know. £8 to £10 for the keys. So there we are. So that's interesting. That reminded me about that. And we have this one, White Rose Touring Park. There's that. This says White Rose Touring Park, Mill Lane, Wick, Littlehampton, West Sussex. Booking form, 1997. Tariff and booking form. So their prices. Super pitches are the latest in caravanning convenience. The size of each pitch is approximately 1,000 square feet, 93 square metres. Each pitch has its own service pillar with direct connection to mains electricity, water and sewer. In addition, there's a connection to the park's central television aerial. Ooh, more than cons, enabling you to get perfect reception at all times. For caravans and motorhomes not yet equipped for a super pitch connection, we have a range of loan equipment to make it possible to use the facilities provided. Super pitches are limited in number and advance booking is essential. Full-service pitches. Full service pitches are approximately 900 square feet, 81 square metres. Each pitch has direct access to drinking water, a wastewater drain and a 10 amp electrical supply using the blue 3-pin waterproof plugs. Non-service pitches are the same size as full service but have no electricity supply. Water can be collected from and disposed of at communal points. Mini pitches are approximately 400 square feet, 27 square metres, and are specifically for small tents with no car. These pitches accommodate a maximum of 3 people. Deposit, a minimum of one night's deposit for each week or part week. Please make sure your booking form is complete in all respect. Blah, blah, blah. We want prices. Prices. Super pitch. This is 1997. Per pitch includes unit 1 car and up to 6 people. Super pitch per night, £14.50. Per week, £87. Per month, £333. Full service, including electricity, water and drainage, £12.50 a night, £75 a week or £290 a month. Non-service, £10.60 a night. Per week, £63.60. Per month, £245. You can have that for a season, £974. And the non-service you could have for a season, £1,156. Mini pitch, £8 per night, £48 a week, £180 a month. Extra people, £2.50 per night, £15 per week, £57.50 per month. Additional off-pitch parking for a car, boat, etc., £2 per night, £12 per week or £46 per month. And we got pictures of that one. And a picture there. Oh, that's not of it, is it? It's local. You want more pictures of the place, don't you, really, on these things? I mean, that doesn't really show you anything. That's a pretty poor picture, he thinks. Yeah, and a boat. I mean, it's not really showing you, is it? That's not going to go, well, we need to go there. That's really poor. There's a little map here. Yes, that bothers me when there's not pictures of the place. It's like, why don't you want to show it? So that's that one. Now we have 4 pages. This one was 26th of August to the 2nd of September 1995. I've given it 3 stars. Glilfatch Caravan Park, and this is in Wales. Oh, I've got a lot of people that watch my channel in Wales. They might well know it. I've put, choose your field with care. You could choose your own pitch. Good field for walking dogs. Club, free showers, clean toilets. Discount given for old timers. £7 a night. £1.50 for electrics. No charge for awnings. I'll show you the top picture first. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Quite like that. You can see where that is. I actually think one of my YouTuber friends is right there, right near there, not right there, in that area. And there's the site. Yeah, they look pretty battered caravans. My mum always had a caravan. It was wherever you put it, you had to buy it new for the site, and then you couldn't move to another site unless you got another new caravan or bought one off of them, but normally they had to be new. And then the site they were on, they were suddenly told, right, it's so many years old now, you've got to get a new one or go. What? That wasn't how it started. Okay, next one. 21st to the 22nd of October 1995. Ah, there's a picture of my caravan. My first one. This is Gibbs Reed Farm, Ticehurst, Wadhurst, East Sussex. It's a very long walk to the toilets, past a ball field. Oh, this is my notes. Oh, no. Sheep on site, very secluded, very basic. Suits me. £3.50 a night. Now, that would have put me off if I knew about the balls. If I knew about the balls, that would really put me off. Yeah, so there, look, you can see the caravan. Can you see it? Vintage caravan. And you see it's just a field. And there, look. That's what we like. See how small it is? This is a small car and a small caravan. As I say, I've got a whole video on that caravan. Go on my other channel. And if you can't, oh, my other channel is linked underneath. So if you want to find it, here's one. This is quite interesting, but I can't see any point in keeping all these. I'll keep the picture of the caravan, but this is 22nd to 27th of October 1995. Woodpecker Hotel, Woman's World, near Canterbury, Kent. Oh, okay. My notes. Confirm the price in writing. Ooh, something occurred there. And you use the hotel toilet. It probably wasn't a toilet, and they said there was, because obviously we would have checked that there was toilets if we didn't want to take our toilet tent. So perhaps we had to use that because they didn't have a toilet. Full use of hotel facility. Swimming pool was closed. They said it was out of season. Well, October, yeah, but obviously it didn't say that in the write-up. So I'm not quite sure what this is. They've got an area roped off. This is my sister's caravan, I believe. My sister's caravan? Maybe? Don't know. That might have been my sister's caravan. Can you see this bit seems to be roped off for some reason? Not sure what that's about. I'm not sure if that's my sister's caravan or not. There's no clue. Don't know. But here's my little one. Can you see it? Oh, look how small it is in comparison. This isn't a big one particularly here. I don't know if my sister's one or not. And then, oh, little tiny one. Oh, that's really sweet. There's that one. Oh, this is the same one because this is Woodpecker Hotel. Woodpecker Hotel. Oh, Woodpecker's Country Hotel. So this is the hotel part. So there's that. Not say anything interesting. 12-bedroom privately owned hotel sits amidst farmland in the ancient Saxon village of Womanswold, 5 miles from the historic city of Canterbury and only 9 miles from the White Cliffs of Dover. Oh, we've got pictures. See? Got pictures. So we've got that's obviously the dining room. That is obviously the most expensive bedroom. That's the swimming pool. And that's probably the gardens. We offer a heated outdoor swimming pool. It was closed for all to enjoy from April until October. Right, okay then. There's a games room with pool table and selection of children's games, 2.5 acres of gardens and lawns, a bench playground, and a sandpit for children to play safely. There are garden seats amidst the lawn, I can't say that today, and flowers that invite you to just sit and relax, or a licensed lounge bar. And they haven't got any prices. They've got 4 prices, but they're not printing. They're not telling you. So there's that. There's quite a few here. This is funny. Now, a lot of my American friends type my country as the tree Cyprus rather than Cyprus. And this place that I'd stayed from the 4th to 9th of April 1996 says Cypress Farm, Wick St Lawrence, Weston-super-Mare. I've put clean toilet, showers 10p. They must be ones you put in the slot and the water runs for a certain amount of time. Play area, £3 for caravan, £2 for awning, £1.50 for electric. So not a lot to see here. That's my sister's caravan. And then we always put a thing across, and then that's my caravan there. And I think we've got some more pictures on the back. Yes, all better shots for you. So this is from the other side. So my sister's caravan, my caravan, my little mini munch there. And you'll like this one. Oh, there it is. It's so cute, isn't it? It's lovely. That would really do here. I don't know how enough we would have got it here. But look, that is so cute. Obviously, we sold that one to get the bigger one. Oh, that is giddy. Really is nice. There's one more. No pictures. 3rd to the 7th of May 1996. College Down Farm, Kilmeston, near Bishop Waltham. £10 a night. Ooh. Swimming pool, tennis court, good playground, excellent views, clean toilet, shower 10p. They must have been mechanical. No pictures. Sorry about that. No pictures there. And then we'll finish off with the rest of this folder, I think, is countries and other places I've been. Not obviously everything. This is Pencray Court. I've got it all in one thing, so I don't know if there's a picture. I remember this. This was a nice place. Was built around 1780, although its foundations date from much earlier time. It was originally a private home and was owned until the mid-1800s by the de Trafford family. During the Second World War, along with Hill Court and Goodrich Court, now demolished, it served for 5 years as accommodation for Felsted School, who were evacuated here from Essex. During the time here, we've had a number of old boys visits returning to their old haunt after over 50 years. Since being purchased by the present owners in October 1995, the hotel has been completely refurbished, the electrical wiring replaced, thank goodness, and in October 1998, kitchen fully refitted. 11 bedrooms, they all have ensuite bathrooms, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Oh, there's a picture. I remember, just went and stayed there. Never stayed here, sort of, I suppose, manor house you'd call it, really. Can't remember why, but just did. There. A fine Georgian country house set in 3.5 acres of gardens, lawns and secluded woodland overlooking the River Wye. Unforgettable views across the valley to the Royal Forest of Dean and distant hills. See if there's any more pictures. That must be the dining room. There. So if there's any more pictures, there's a little map in case anyone knows the area and they're interested. I'll do a distant one first and then I'll come in a bit closer. So I don't know if you can read it anyway. There's that. Bigger map there. There. Is that the same picture that we had before? A different one? I think it's a different shot. What's that? These are just print offs. Dining room again. There's a bit more of the garden, or the front of the house maybe, or the back of the house. There. Homemade cakes I can see reflected. Homemade cakes and scones, perfect partners for afternoon tea, which is served in fine china with pretty matching tray cloths. The wine cellar compares with the finest in the country. There are some excellent vintage French wines. So there's that one. As I say, these are just the last few pages. Places I've been. Again, on my other channel, which is linked below, I have done my long haul countries that I've been to. I've still got a few more to do, but long haul. So if you're interested in countries I've been, this is Corfu. This is just from a newspaper. That's actually where I went. As I say, I'm doing these on my other channel about Corfu. I think it's called Long Haul Destinations or something, the playlist. There we go. That's exactly where I went. Cassiope. It's rather pretty. It's a lovely little place, little fishing village. Do like little fishing villages. They're always quite beautiful. And then I spent a long time, one of my favourite places, Bahamas. Also, if you want to see all pictures of and description of the hotel and all that, that's just a map of Bahamas. There. I've got all the pictures of where I stayed. It's the junkies. They happen all the time. Really cool. Oh, this was the hotel, Radisson Cable Beach. Stayed there. I love pools like that. That really makes a holiday, in my opinion, where you can just keep swimming and swimming and never swim in the same place twice, go round and round, and love that. There's another shot of it there. The pools. Not all people sitting in one area or in like rows. Oh, we did go to look at, while we were there, the sandals. Now, I'd heard bad things about sandals, so I always listen and then I do my own thing. So we just went to look while we were staying at the other hotel at the Cable Beach. And we just walked around. This is Atlantica, I think, this one. Atlantis. And just walking around, and the people staying there were all moaning and groaning and saying that they've paid a lot of money and they have to queue up and pay extra for things and whatever. So it sounded like Butlins to me, where you pay to stay there and then you have to queue up and pay and queue up and try and take your turn for the day trippers that come in. This is me swimming with the dolphins. Imagine swimming with the dolphins. This is, did like Cable Beach hotels. When I did Pistol, not too bad. I think I'm good at Pistol. Never done it before. Where's this? Cuba. Oh, my favourite place. Favourite place of everywhere I've been. Can't really see good pictures of that. Basically, you've got water all around you. As I say, you want to see it, you have to go on my channel. I've got all my photos up on there. So another picture of the resort I stayed at there. Doesn't really show you very much at all. There's that. I always like to go to islands or take a day trip across to another island. This is a place people hadn't heard of that I went for a holiday. Margarita Island. It's amazing how many people never heard of it, but quite surprised how a lot of people don't know Cyprus either. So Margarita Island, it's very interesting, very nice. You can go across to Venezuela and see the waterfalls. You can go across there. So it's not far from Venezuela if you don't know where it is. I don't think there's any pictures in here. This is about all the trips. Oh, there you go. There's the Venezuela. You can fly across to Venezuela. So it's not far from there, really. If you want to get your bearings where Margarita Island is. Let's see if there's any pictures. These are just the trips. There's no pictures. Right, there's that. That's a good country. Here's another country. Those of you know, like your swampies. You can take a trip down the swamps. That's a bit like your Florida areas, your swampies. I did that. That was the hotel I stayed at. I think it had 7 swimming pools. It had a wave pool, like an Olympic sort of lengths pool, a children's pool, one with just loads of slides and things. Oh, maybe we've got a picture. It's one of the pools, like a normal pool. See, no pictures there. Oh, here we go. This shows you all the pools. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. That's the resort I stayed at. You've got all those pools. You can count them. And then you've got this as well, into the sea. So it's safe for boats and things. And then it goes into the sea. That's the actual resort I stayed at. Very nice. Another picture of the hotel. Oh, you see one of the slides into the pool. That was the one time, I think the first time ever I'd been on a slide into a pool. I'm not the best with things like that. There you go, look. So that's one of the swimming pools. That's the water slides. It's all free, obviously. Of course, being by Venezuela, you've got all the beautiful birds, toucans and all sorts. Hey there! You want to travel to Greece? If you go to Greece ever, you can actually get a ferry across to our country. So you can now get a ferry across from Greece to Cyprus. So if you ever do go to Greece, then see if you can come over. You know we're not a Greek island, right? But some people not sure. We are not. We're an independent country. We just happen to speak Greek as our second language. Oh, this is Margarita Island. So all the beaches are like this. It's like I'm taking you on a tour now. Take you on a tour around the world. Around the world tour. These are all from the travel brochure. Always keep where they go. So they're the beaches. Very much like your Caribbean islands, but obviously not such a well-known one, so it's a lot quieter. Let's see what that one is. Oh, I've got those ones. Oh, here we are. This is part of the complex with all the pools. Let's do some closer ones first. As I say, I think it's about 5 or 7 pools or something. I know there was a lot. So whatever sort of swimming pool you liked, they had it. I've never seen such a beast. There's some of the pools. And as I say, that's the waterfall in Venezuela that you can go to. Lost World. There's that. And then we're literally at the end. This is when we went to Lanzarote. Didn't actually stay at Lanzarote. We just went across the water to visit Lanzarote for the day. Across there. Oh, we're back to England now. This I went with my best friend, and we went and just as friends, but we'd always because we were both single and we'd both go if you needed a partner for a party or a dinner or something like that, and we'd go on holiday together and we'd take it in turns to choose, or just go for a weekend if he had a really heavy job and I was quite up for anything. Bless you. Oh, I've got what do you call it? I don't even know what they call it. A super chat, and you're not even in the house. So that's even more of a surprise. Oh, bless you. Can you tell me what you want me to put that to? I am actually saving for fruit trees for the spring. So if you've got nothing particular, there you are. Oh, what a surprise to come in that way. Oh, bless you so much for that. That means so much to me. Oh, yeah, I'm saving for fruit trees. I've been saying any donations I think I'm getting between now and the spring, unless people want to give to something very specific. Super sticker. Super sticker. I'm just pointing it to that. Unless people say it's for something else, then anything's fine. Oh, bless you for that so much. Trees sound great, yeah. And what I'll do, obviously, that probably won't buy a tree, but what I do is all the donations, because I don't just randomly go and buy trees, I'll say your money went towards that tree. So you can watch it grow and hopefully produce if I don't kill it. So it would be quite nice. I'm going to do that because I did do a while ago. If people wanted to actually sponsor a tree we've already got, I'm doing like bows round and putting their channel name, or if they want to dedicate it to someone or something like that. But I'm going to do that with any donations I put towards the trees as well. So look out for that. Oh, bless you. Yeah, lost my thread now. Yeah, so we'd go like for weekends. As I say, he had a heavy job and I was quite happy to go out and about. So we took it in turns to choose somewhere just randomly, and this was my choice. I didn't really know a lot about it. I saw it, I think it was teletext, if any of you know what teletext was, and it was an offer, and I thought, oh, that looks nice, we'll try that. And it turns out we were in the bedroom that Winston Churchill had stayed in, and it had a jacuzzi bath, situated on the banks of River Windrush. The Mill in Old Swan is a perfect location for business and pleasure. Only 1 hour drive from London, within easy reach of the M40, the property nestles on the edge of the Cotswolds, ideally suited for visits to the dreaming spires of Oxford. The property of the Mill and Old Swan are steeped in history, and the village of Minster Lovell itself dates back to medieval times. The Domesday Book records 3 mills at Minster Lovell, 2 of which are now the conference centre and hotel. The original weir from which the mill was powered can still be seen in the grounds today. In years gone by, it was a watering hole to sheep drovers and their animals on their way to market. The Old Swan has also seen many guests through the years, including Richard III, the 3 notorious highwaymen, Tom, Dick and Harry, and Sir Winston Churchill. So I don't know how you can see that picture. It's just beautiful, and it was fabulous. And as I said, I can't remember the price now, but it wasn't a lot. We wouldn't have spent a holiday price on a hotel. Oh, I think though, yes, the restaurant. Okay, so it was obviously fairly high-end looking, and we went into the restaurant, and these are the bedrooms. There was nothing on the menu. I could identify things on the menu, but not that I would ever have eaten before. I knew what they were, and I was like, I don't know what to have. And he's like, well, out of all that, try pigeon. I really didn't fancy it because I don't know where you guys are all from, but in England, pigeons are like rat birds. That's how we talk of them, like rat birds. So it's like saying to you, eat a rat, basically. I was like, oh, no. He goes, no, that's quite nice, quite nice. I must admit it was. He said, if you don't like it, leave it. And I can't remember what else was even on the menu. As I say, I knew what things were, but it was stuff like that I just really wouldn't have eaten. Hope you're feeling well. You look great. Love seeing where you've been. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I'm just going through, Shelley, this folder. Every now and then I do a live and try and use the time to go through stuff if I think it's a folder you might be interested in. And I've done half before in another live, and I said, I've been on the live a long time, I'll finish it off myself. And people go, no, do it on another live, we're enjoying it. And I think it's nice for some of you guys to sort of see English places as well. So I guess you're thinking that's like typical cottage. We call it oldie worldy, is what we call it, oldie worldy. So there. And in case my English people are watching at all and they're interested where it is, you can always pause and have a good look there. Did I miss any pictures, or was that all of it? It's the dining room. Done that one. That's all those. So yeah, I think that's really nice. It was nice. Goodness knows what it is now or how much it costs, but if anyone is in England, it's worth looking that one up. I remember it was really beautiful. What we're back to now. Don't know what this is. This is a plastic file of something or other. Oh, Malta. I went to Malta. Let's try and find Malta. Let's see if I remember which one. Yes. Now, this is with him again, this friend of mine. This is where we got put. Now, this was his pick. It was his turn. He picked Malta. And he picked this hotel. I think it was priced. We just wanted a cheap break. So, and from there, what you see at the back here, all this sea and whatever, that's fake. That's painted on there. That's like scenery. We're actually right in the middle of a town. That is all fake, what you see here. Fake. And it wasn't very nice. The rooms were, I mean, here's a picture of the room. The toilet was so small, I could barely get in the door because the door opened onto the toilet and you couldn't get in. So he said, oh, he was embarrassed because we paid our own way, but each one of us would take turns choosing. And I think he was embarrassed that I was paying for this place. Let's see now if I can find where we switched to. So he went and sorted it. We moved. Ooh, do I remember the name? Ooh, we're in our bath now. Wasn't one of those. Maybe it wasn't here. Oh, I think it was here. Because I remember it was right on the seafront. Because we said we don't want the town. They said, well, there's a main road goes along the beach. Fine. And I remember there was like a stubway, a tunnel, pedestrian that you walked underneath and came out to the beach. So I think it was very likely that one. And that was much better. That was tons better for sure. Yeah, that's got 4-star, that one. Yeah, look at the bedroom now in comparison. Yeah, so that was that one. That was Malta. I'd forgotten about Malta. Yeah, we really are right at the end. Got 2 more pages. Oh, Fuerteventura. I was with Mike now. I'm still friends with the other guy. Mike knows him, and Mike's got like female friends. We're not a couple that's like bothered if you have friends of the opposite sex. Well, there's nothing in it. So Fuerteventura. So when I first knew Mike, I was like, I want to go on holiday for my birthday, and my birthday's December the 6th. So we had to go what they call winter sun, and we didn't want to go long haul. So we went to Fuerteventura, and my friend was an estate agent, and she said which area to go to Fuerteventura. And you've actually got the area, she said, all the sand dunes. We actually went another time as well, me and Mike. So it's right on the beach. This is the hotel, right on the beach. And the sand dunes go on for miles and miles and miles. See, it's another reel. There's the island, if you don't know it. Colony Echo, that's where the nearest town was. You got a cab for something like, what would be like €2 now, all the way into the town, and drink for the night if you want to go into like Mike likes Irish bars, and he found a really nice Irish bar. So we went there. This one in a bag. That's all in a bag. We went on holiday to Cyprus. That sounds weird. That sounds really weird. Hey, Bunky! Oh, that's great, Bunky. Oh, you made my day. Everyone's making my day today. I was a little bit down this morning. So, that's great. That's great. My basil is doing really well, Bunky. I followed all your tips on how to grow it. It's growing really well. I have it with scrambled eggs. I break it all up and sprinkle it in scrambled eggs. Take a break from school. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's great. Yeah, followed all your tips. And every now and then, if I talk about my basil or if I do an update video, I always say, if you need to know how to deal with basil, then you need to go on Bunky's garden. Oh. I'm just going through a big folder of places I've been. I'm trying to sort things out. Yeah, so we went on holiday to Cyprus. Mike was talking about buying a retirement home in Cyprus. So he said, come and see if you like it. No, a holiday home he was going to buy first. Then he said, when I said I liked it, he said, well, maybe I'll consider retiring out there. Oh, this is funny, look. We went on holiday there. And basically we were just looking for somewhere central in Limassol, which is like the main town in the area we wanted to look around for property, but it was nice enough. It's now run by, I think another group now run this. Oh, this is for Ventura again. I don't know how that got mixed up with it. For Ventura. Oh, look, I got the price here. We paid £1,418, all inclusive, and that would have been 2 weeks. There, so there's that one. That's the one we stayed at. We like that company. Oh, this is just bits and pieces in this bag. That's what that is. Still got the wristband for some reason. So I remember which hotel it was, I expect. And got some of these go on my cocktail sticks. So those. This is from Fuerteventura. That is the beach, the sand dunes I was talking about. And you know, I said the hotel was right on the sand dunes. That is the hotel, this one here. And you could walk miles and miles and miles right on the sand dunes. And that is a cheap holiday there. It's really cheap. As I say, I wanted to do it for my birthday when I was first going with Mike. And I said, would you want to come with me? And it's like we've got friends who asked one, do you want to come on holiday with me? And he said, yes. And there we go. That's an even better picture to show the dunes a bit better rather than just the beach bit. So this is the hotel here. And the beach you just saw, you walk all around here. And then there's loads of sand dunes. So you've got shade on that beach if you sort of go under a sand dune. And in the winter, a lot of people go there for winter sun. So I remember coming back 2 weeks after my birthday, 6th of December. So we would have been there for 2 weeks or so. And then coming back into England, getting off the plane, and it was thick snow in England. And we'd just been sitting on the beach a few hours before in like swimwear. Oh dear. What's this? Oh, this is lovely. This the name of the place. I don't want to mess up pronunciation. Is we went across to Lanzarote, and you go in this cave. That's why I showed you the name, because you can look it up. And you go in this cave, and they've made gardens in the cave. This is all underground. And then you pop out the other side, but you can't go anywhere. This is outside now, the other side through the cave, but you can't go anywhere. So it's like a little secluded area, and they've made a pool out of it. This is obviously in the caves. And they're doing all this experimental growing. And then in the caves, before you come out to the pool, it's a theatre. And that's where you come out to the pool. You come out the other side. It's a underground cave theatre. That's probably one of the most awesome places I've seen. That's really awesome. So this is Lanzarote. It's got the opening times. Can't see prices. Oh, hello, Pebbles. She doesn't often come in here. You want to come and say hello? We don't often see you, darling. Oh, come here, Mama. Oh, sorry. Can't pick her up. You don't often see Pebbles. She's darling. Meow. Yeah. 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 Where are you going? There's nowhere to go that way. Show them how beautiful you are. You hear her? That's Pebbles. We called her Pebbles because we rescued her from Dusudi Beach. And we thought all the colours looked like pebbles. She's Pebbles. You love Pebbles. It's very rare that you've seen Pebbles on the live. She doesn't very often come in here. Not very often. She's beautiful. She's so well-tempered. So good-tempered. But she's very shy. She's frightened of people, so we think she might be mistreated or something. If people come, she runs away. So if she knew you lot were out there, she'd be gone. She's like, who are you talking to? Yes, Pebbles. Yeah, you want to go down now? Good girl. Thank you for coming. Got hair on me now. Yeah, so that's Fuerteventura, Lanzarote. Last bag. What's in here? Before I left England, I never know what to call it, special needs group that I had to go to, they arranged a leaving day trip for me, and we went out to London. It was all paid for. They said I could bring a carer, helper, whatever with me. They had carers and helpers, but they thought anyone who might need someone, it's better if they had their own person with them. And so Mike came and he said, how much do I have to pay towards the coach and everything? And they went, nothing. So it was a free trip. We went for a meal in London. We went to the London Aquarium, and something I wanted to do and hadn't done, so we did this, was they booked for us to go on the London Eye, which is like the big wheel thing. And so me and Mike got to go on that before we left. We felt, oh, we've done something, accomplished something that we hadn't done before we left. So there's the London Eye. Went on the London Eye. Oh, this is from the aquarium. London Aquarium. There. London Aquarium. Dawn likes seahorses. I think they're fascinating. I do like seahorses. I like marine fish. They're very pretty, and I caught one of these. Was that in Corfu? It might be in Corfu. I caught one. You know how you can just buy a bit of sort of, not string, just a bit of wire or whatever. No hook, nothing. Just put it in there. You tie bits of bread to it. We'll put that in, and I pulled this out, and they'll go, "Don't touch it, don't touch it," because it's one of these things. So that's there. This is London Eye. What's this? Oh, this is a ticket for it. Just a ticket to go on the London Eye. I've got a key ring. I did buy a key ring. London Eye. And you get this. Does this show you things? How this opens. Oh, let me pull out. Slide out, look. So you can see, is that the right way up? Yes. I don't know how clear that is because it's a bit faded. But it shows you when you're up there what the things are that you can see, what the buildings are. So you have it while you're up there and you can point out all the buildings. They've got stuck together. There's the next one. If you don't know, I was born in Surrey, which is below South London. It's like the countryside, if you like. And then when I was an adult, I moved to South London, which isn't London as in this. It's like the outskirts of London, but you can get the tubes or the underground, whatever you call them, like subways you call them. They're only into London, but I was near enough that I could get onto the subway or tube or underground to get into London. And the West End, which is the middle of London, where all the good shops are and the entertainment and the theatres, all that kind of thing, was only like 20 minutes on a fast train. Let's do the next one. That shows you all the places. I believe a lot of places have changed their names now. It'd be like the wartime when they took away names of everywhere. If I went back there, I wouldn't know where anywhere was. And that's like just a little map. So you don't get lost in London. What else? This says, I wonder, can you see the egg peeping out from the BT Tower? Maybe the egg is bobbing along the Thames. Is the egg hiding under Westminster Bridge or behind Big Ben? Surely the egg wouldn't be boarding a train to Paris, would it? Could the egg really be in Buckingham Palace or amongst the trees of the Green Park? Sounds like it's some egg hunt. Oh, green and blacks. Do you know green and blacks? I love green and blacks. I love dark chocolate. Give me dark chocolate any day. It's obviously some game. You have to mark where you think the egg's hiding maybe and win a greens and blacks. There's some pictures of London. It says £10, so that's how much it was to go on the London Eye. What's the date there? 23rd of the 3rd. So 2005, that way round. So that's obviously how much it cost, in case you were wondering, back in the day. And then oh, this is nice. I'll have to put this out somewhere. Truly great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. So that's what they gave me. I also got a clock. I'll show you the clock. Okay, do your school. Do well in your school. do well. Thanks for coming, Bunky. All the best to you and best wishes to your sisters too. Yeah, I've got to put that out. That's what they gave me. They gave me this clock. They also gave me a book on Cyprus. And they also gave me a photo album. And they'd put a picture of each one of them in it and wrote a message. Yeah, I'm going to put that out somewhere. I love that. Let's put that here for now, so I don't forget to put it out. I might put it up on there. Might put it up there. Oh, there's actually two. There's two. There's two. They were sort of stuck together. Oh, I'll put one out somewhere and one somewhere else. But that's really nice. It's like really good quality. Shiny. Put two up here now. Put two there. So I'll have to go through that again. There's everywhere and sort out what I'm actually keeping and what's going. As I say, this is why a lot of the stuff I'm doing on my other channel, it's things like keepsakes that I don't necessarily need to keep, but I want to keep for memory. So I'm making them into videos. So I'm finding all my pictures of each one of those places I've been and collating them with that stuff, taking pictures and making a video out of it. And as I say, I've done most of them. I've got one on the list here I've wrote down that I didn't think I've done yet. Corfu, I've got a question mark on my board to do. I don't think I've done the Corfu one, but I think most of the others are up there. So as I say, it's on my other channel if you want to see more of it. And I think the playlist is called something like Long Haul Holidays or something like that. I think it's that. So, yeah, after a live, it's sort of a mess because I need to now decide. But at least now I've gone through that whole folder. If you missed the first lot, it was all the competitions I'd won. It was me in newspapers. It was my yearbook. As I say, they did do yearbooks in England, and it was a trial for 1 year. Let me see if I can show you my picture in the yearbook, so you can see that. If I can find it again, you can see me. What was I in? See what page? 3T. I was in 3T. Where am I? Let me find me. Can't find me now. Oh, there I am. There, there's Dawn. Right by my finger. There's Dawn, 3rd year of senior school or high school. There's Dawn. See what you think. There's Dawn. Guys, I'm seeing the thumbs up going crazy. Thank you for that. It's been very sad, my YouTube lately. I've become very disheartened with it, but I love it. So I'm carrying on with it. Yes, we had the letter from the, if you didn't see it, from Buckingham Palace. From Buckingham Palace. Ooh. We had that. Obviously, I'm keeping that. And we had a picture from, I was always in the newspaper. It's not a thing. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Bear. Thanks, Bear. That channel's doing quite well, actually, at the moment. I think it's on, can't remember. The dance one, I think, has just gone to over 100, and that channel's just gone to over 200. There's 100 difference in it. Yeah, look at Dawn there. Here, I'm this one, in case you don't know. Hey, this one. When I won a television, like you do. We've only just thrown that away. Can you believe? And I won a television. There was a big saga of that. They wouldn't let me have it. And then in this magazine, I was in this magazine. This is in Cyprus when I won a competition. What page is it on? You had to answer questions about the Greek language. It's an English magazine. Grapevine. So clever. An English. Hey there, Blue. How you doing? Haven't been on your channel for a while. I actually said to one of my YouTubers that I'm going to take a week off. Still doing YouTube, but going to take a week off and just catch up on the channels I like to just sit and watch. Okay. Indulge in YouTube. I can't find it, but it was to see if you knew the answers of things about the Greek language. It was near the beginning. And of course I won that. Of course. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I won. Oh, you had to answer the questions. You had to say true or false. Greek is an older language than English. True or false? True. There are 10 vowels in Greek. False. Then Catalaveno means I don't understand. True. There are 3 ways to say good morning in Greek. False. The Greek alphabet has a total of 30 letters. False. And what I won was, excuse me, I'm just diving over here. This dictionary, Greek English dictionary. Sorry, I kicked the table. Now, as you can see, I had to tape it up. It's one of those bindings where everything becomes unstuck when you use it for too long. So I've just used some tapey stuff. And to get some lunch. I'll leave you running. Cool. I won't be on much longer anyway because I normally do 2 hours and have to move about. Yeah, so it's a shame because it's the best Greek dictionary I've got, as in I think I can read the print just about. Just about. I've got loads. I've got a few, but this was a good one, but the pages kept falling out. But when I went on my Greek degree course out here, I needed that anyway, so it was well used at that point. It's about falling apart now, but I'm loath to get rid of it. I've also got an ancient Greek dictionary, and if you don't know, that's a different language. It's Greek, but anyone who's only like a person of today that knows Greek, speaks Greek as their language, they don't know ancient Greek. This is what's called modern Greek. So the Greek, if you go to learn Greek, would be modern Greek. It's called modern Greek. It's like Old English and modern English, similar, not quite the same, but similar to that. So, yeah, that was cool. And it could be it was kept somewhere a bit damp or something like that anyway. But the glue, as I've said before, plastic doesn't last here. Glue doesn't last here. Anything that's glued. We have this thing, me and Mike, where when I go out, I don't often wear like proper shoes, as in sort of not high heels, but you know, going out shoes. Don't often obviously wear them. And every time we used to go out, I'd wear a pair of shoes, good condition, walk, and they'd fall apart. So anything that had any gluey substance just wouldn't last here at all. So that's absolutely crazy. So we had this laugh that every time I went out with him somewhere, I'd say, can you put a pair of flip-flops in your bag? Because there has been one occasion where we went out and literally, as I was walking along, any shoes with glue or plastic of any kind, it was the heel of one. It was like a chunky heel, not a high heel, but like a solid, maybe about that high, but a really solid square. And as I was walking down the road, bits of the heel was disintegrating all the way down the road, and there was no heel left. And we were out and we were going to be out for a long time. So we had to find a shop and literally you can buy really nice flip-flops here, like pretty ones, not just sort of beachy rubbish ones. And we just had to find a shop where I could buy some flip-flops. And as we walk out the shop, shoes went in the bin. So it has happened on more than one occasion, but it was probably the worst. And I was telling a friend of mine here, I said, that's so embarrassing. I think it was another time we were with them and I was leaving deterioration as I was walking along. And she said, oh, don't worry about it. She said, I went to an interview out here, like a high office block, but really plush. And she said, as I was coming back, she said that the shoes felt funny walking. She thought, oh, I haven't worn like these high heels for a long time. And then she started limping. And when she left the building, as she was going down, it was one of these sort of blocks where you have sort of stairs going round and round and round, going lower and lower around sort of the outskirts, like a balcony type thing, and you go spiraling down. And she said she was so embarrassed. It was all like white marble and everything white everywhere, and she had black shoes on, and there was all these black bits going all the way down this spiral. So she said, don't worry about that. She said, that's got to be really bad. Oh dear. So that was absolutely crazy. Really crazy. This madness. So yeah, but funny enough, I'm going for a walk every Tuesday now. And I thought to myself, I was saying the other day about I like to have 2 pairs of trainers at a time. One for sort of nicey and then one for like walking and whatever else. And now I've only got 1 pair, so I'm only wearing them for walking at the moment. It's not so much it's the heat. It's the heat. If you're anywhere incredibly hot, plastic just goes brittle. Rubber, elastic. You can't buy a pack of elastic bands. They just won't last. It's the heat, intense heat. And everything just melts. Everything just literally goes. Glue just dries out completely. Yeah, so I've got 1 pair of trainers now, and I go walk every Tuesday. And I did feel this week it was a little bit like mushy, the heel, not mushy, but like, you know, if you're wearing, say, Crocs and they gradually get thin and you're like, can I feel the ground through them? That kind of thing. I was like, don't say these going, because if I'm going on my long riverbed walks and climbing up and down and one of these trainers falls apart, I can't come back. I'm going on a walk tomorrow. I've done the dry riverbed walk. You won't see it yet because, as I say, I'm posting them in order I've done them and you're a few behind. But I've done that. Now I'm going to go down the riverbed tomorrow at some point, because you can't just get down to it. You'll see when you get to that video. I'm going to go down it at some point, and as soon as I can, and get straight up the other side and take you on an expedition, what we'll find over the other side of the riverbed. Can't go very far because it's all drops, massive drops. So, yeah. That's my plan for tomorrow. It's to give me a break from my nasty Mondays. Because I do my nastiest physio is Mondays. I make myself do it, and then I can go for a walk on Tuesday. So it wasn't too bad today, actually. Didn't get really badly dizzy today, which was quite good. But then only did half an hour. Only did half an hour. So it wasn't so good, but half an hour's better than not at all done. That's better. Yeah, and this walk tomorrow might be quite a long walk, because if I get up the other side, it might be too steep to actually come back down that way. And when I did the dry riverbed walk, as I say, you can't just walk it. You have to keep coming up and going down somewhere else, you'll see. That if you go up one bit, you might not be able to get down, and as the riverbed goes along, obviously it slowly goes down, so the sides are getting higher and higher as you progress. So that's a bit awkward. And I can't come back more this way and start down at it because opposite us there's dogs. Like the other side of the riverbed to where we live, there's dogs. And I don't know if they're loose or not. I don't know. And they bark a lot. And mostly when people like drive past, the farmers' trucks and that drive past. And I'm like, yeah, well, I certainly don't want to walk along there. So, because the dry riverbed, my house is here, and up the mountain is this way, that way's up the mountain, that way's the sea. So my house is here. My big olive grove is at this end of my plot. Then you've got the dry riverbed, and the dry riverbed going up the mountain way goes to the spring where we collect the water. The other way eventually goes to the sea, but when I was walking as much as I could, it actually bends right round, so it doesn't go straight down to the sea. There's actually a massive bend. So I'm considering if I can get up the other side, because I couldn't follow it round this side anymore and I couldn't stay down it anymore. So I'm considering if I can get up the other side, if I can try and find it, the curve, and film some more from that side. So yeah, it's exciting. I've never been that side, not that part at all. So it's a venture. And as I said at the end of the last one, I say something like, so get up, go out, go for a walk, go get lost somewhere. It is exciting, but I just wish I had a walking buddy. I might be getting a walking buddy. I said that we had a couple applying for Workaway here. They're not now coming. I said, oh yeah, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And they went, no, actually, we're going somewhere else now, thanks. So that's out. But today we got another application. So there's a possibility, and she, if she does come, will be coming olive picking time. Ooh. So fingers crossed for me on that. And on that note, I will love you and leave you, because I have to get up after 2 hours and it's just gone over the 2 hours. We've done well. I thank everyone for being here. I thank Shelley for my gift. That was absolutely a surprise, because the gift came up before you appeared on the chat. So that I was like, what? What? So that was totally awesome. Really thank you for that. And as I always say, if you're watching this on the playback and you've watched the end, I appreciate that very much. That's fine, Blue. At least you come and visit me. I haven't visited your channel. But you know I'll be there. You know I normally catch up on a big lot. Anyone's channel who I don't go to, it's normally because I really like to absorb in what's going on. There's actually quite a few people that I'm always on, and I just haven't visited because I want to. I've said I'm taking a week off, not off of YouTube. I want to just sit and indulge and catch up. So I'll be there. So yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to all my moderators. Thanks to everyone popping in. Really appreciate it. New people, old people, and everyone in between. So until next time, Meraki.